Our candidate for this makeover is this hair-mazing mermaid doll. And to get started, I'm first removing her from her cardboard prison and stripping her of all of her identifying characteristics. For some reason, I stubbornly decided to try to remove her head without heating it up first. And luckily, that didn't go much worse than it did. And here you can see me having a brief breakdown because I realized I did not film myself scraping out the inside of her head, but I got over it and moved on and removed her face with 100% acetone. Once she is a blank slate, I can go right in with acrylic paint for her face up. And here you can see me getting in the whites of her eyes, and I struggled very hard on the day that I was trying to get her face done. I just couldn't get the eye shape right. I tried cleaning it up with a toothpick like I usually do, and it was just like scraping way too much away, and I accidentally wiped one of her eyes off and decided just to start over with a clean slate once more. The second time around, I went in with a smaller paintbrush because I guess the first time I forgot that a smaller head would probably need a smaller paintbrush to paint the eyes, but you know, you live and you learn. I had much better luck the second time around, and for this face, I decided to give her, bold eyeliner like I usually do and some brown eyes because, I feel like I don't make enough dolls with brown eyes, and I wanted the dark eye look for this doll because, I don't know, I've been making a lot of like light-eyed vampire girls lately, and, I just wanted to give it a little bit of a change up, I guess. Now I'm getting in her lower lash line. I feel like this style of eye is a lot more like, I don't know, animated than I usually go for, but I think it came out really cute. I'm getting in her pupils, and I decided to go over some of that eyeliner with metallic silver paint to sort of give an eyeshadow look. And I'm just doing a simple dark brown for her eyebrows and, just give it. I think I had a little bit of like Bratz doll in mind while I was painting this face, just because she has these like big eye molds and like lack of a nose. And for her lips, I decided to go with black lipstick because I just really love the way black lipstick looks on like slightly darker complexions. I'm so sorry that my voice is breaking all over the place. It's been one of those days. I'm getting in her fangs now, and this actually went a lot smoother than I thought it would. I was terrified to paint fangs on this little scale, and now I am going in with her blushing. I'm going to take a quick moment while I'm doing the pastels to let you guys know that there will be no video next week because life is just like that sometimes. I know that I'm not going to have time to get a video done this next week, and so I'm not even going to try to stress it. So I'll see you guys, it'll be September the next time, and we'll get right into the much more time appropriate Halloween content that I'm really excited for because it's my favorite time of year, baby. I'm sure you could tell because basically everything I make can sort of fit into that aesthetic. So I'm just shading her eyeballs to make them not so blindingly white, and it was a little bit difficult to get color to show up on her, but as long as there's a little bit of definition in there, it's all good to go. I'm once again going in with an eraser to sort of create that shadowed look to bring a little bit of that brightness back into her eyes. And with that, I can just add in her catch lights. I decided to make them pretty big this time, just sort of balance out how big her eyeballs are. And once her catch lights are done and dry, I can go in with a few layers of liquid sealant. now we can get right into her outfit. So for this, I decided to go for a more like old-timey sort of feel. Because I feel like I make a lot of more like goth, you know, turn of the century sort of vampire look, the mesh and the black and all that sort of stuff. But for this, I was thinking sort of about the outfit from the like the 1992 Bram Stoker's Dracula movie, the one with Keanu Reeves where he does the really bad accent. They really saw him do that accent. We're like, yeah, cut it, send it, ship it. So bad. I still love that movie, but God. Anyway, I think it's the outfit. I can't remember anyone's names right now, but you know the outfit. If you've seen the movie, you know the outfit I'm talking about. I'm not doing an exact recreation of that, but I just want the vibe with like the white lace and the sort of like, antiquated bridal kind of feel, because I feel like I haven't made something like that. I make so many vampires and I haven't done something like that in a while, and so I thought it'd be fun. And also, at this scale, it's a lot easier to just sort of like glue some bits of lace into place. I kept it really long to cover up her feet because I was not going to try to make tiny little shoes for her. I didn't have it in me to try to do that. But luckily I had several different types of white ribbon to sort of create different textures. I gave her this sort of like colored look because I think that looks really good. I love a collar. I love a choker. Cover up that neck, you know what I mean? I decided to add a second layer of lace over the chunkier lace to both sort of cover up any gaps. And once again, like, this is all just about texture. When you're doing everything in the same color, like, just adding a few different layers of texture really, takes things to the next level and makes it look a little bit less like a little bit less basic, I guess. Also, you could still sort of see part of her, like, hip crotch ridge area joint through the previous lace, so I thought adding a second layer would distract from that so it wouldn't look so immodest. Once that's all trimmed up, I'm adding a couple of little lace like glove sleeves because I feel like she needed to have her arms covered. And I've never made sleeves for a doll this small before, and it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but I mean, it went a lot better than I thought it was going to. It took a little finagling to get the shape of the sleeves right because I wanted them to have that little bit of a flare towards the hands just to create a nicer silhouette. And once those are done, I didn't feel like filming her hair again this week, alright? Like, she's so small, I had to hold her between my legs to sort of get everything glued in place. But here's her hair, and now I can make her final little accessory. So I'm making her a little necklace with these little red beads, well, a singular little red bead, and a bit of this black jewelry wire. Because I feel like every sort of like old-timey vampire, sort of like Dracula-esque, they always have like a little like amulet, It's like very mystical, like, ooh, a little amulet, And I feel like she needed a little amulet to sort of bring a little bit more interest to her outfit. So I've just I've cut some wire. I'm rolling the ends once again so that we don't have any jagged points sticking out that can get caught on her hair. And, you know, it's sort of like how, like, store-bought doll jewelry is, where it's like, you know, a rigid piece that you can just sort of hook over. It took a little bit of adjusting to get to, you know, lay correctly. But once that's all adjusted, I can move on to making her coffin. So I bought this little box at Michael's. Sorry, I knocked my camera over. I bought this at Michael's last Halloween, and I realized that it was the perfect size for these little hair amazing dolls. And so I'm just sanding it and getting it all prepped for some paint. It took a little bit of work because the wood that they make these out of is not the best. But, you know, it's a $3 little box. You know, you have to manage your expectations. And so I'm going in with a very watered down brown paint to sort of stain the whole box, because I want that wood grain to still come through, because I just think it gives a little bit, I don't know, I just like the look of it. It's a little bit of a classier finish, I guess, as classy as a $3 little wooden box from Michael's can get. Because they construct these little boxes with glue, a little bit of that wood glue will still sort of be present. And so when you do these really thin washes like this, you'll see like a little gapping where the glue is preventing the watered paint to actually like seep in. I'm so sorry for my voice. To actually seep into the box. But if you just like go over those areas a little thicker, you won't really be able to tell. I made sure to hit the inside as well, because if you display her with the box open, you want the inside to look just as good. The little glue problem I was mentioning is a lot more noticeable on the inside. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. Once the brown paint is all laid down, I started going in with some black paint around the edges to sort of give it a little bit more of a weathered, aged look, you know, like maybe this coffin has been shipped across the Atlantic, you know, several times over the centuries, and it's, you know, seen weathering and age and all that sort of stuff. And also it just makes it look more visually interesting than just a plain brown box. I hit the inside with that weathering as well, though I probably should have waited for it to dry a little bit more because it sort of spread out more than I wanted. But, you know, I'm going for a pretty naturalistic look anyway, so it doesn't need to be perfect. I also hit all the edges, that way it doesn't look like there's like a hard stop where the weathering ends, and you know, you just get it even around the whole box. This is probably my favorite part of any project, is when I get to weather stuff, because it's just fun and it really elevates a look, you know, so easily, just with a little bit of, you know, grunge. Once that's all done, I'm going in with a red interior to sort of just make it look like, I don't know, like the cushion. You know how a lot of coffins will have little linings and stuff. If I had a red felt, I probably would have glued that in there just to have that difference in texture, though I might not have, because felt tends to cling to yarn hair, so I might have messed her hair up. So those are options. If you're doing this, you could also like glue a fabric inset as well. And now to decorate the outside, I have this little cameo charm that I got a long time ago. and I'm sanding the back of it to create a rougher surface, and I'm just gluing that right to the front of the coffin. And with that in place, she's all done. Here's the final result. She's going to be going up in my shop as soon as this video is live, so keep an eye out for that if you want to have this little gal in your home. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys next time. Love you, bye!